Hello, my name is Dr. Edio Chukwaya, and today I'm going to be talking about essential for businesses. Now, the whole point of this is to give some insight for people who are trying to start their own businesses. We want as many people as possible to start their own business as well. So if there is anything we can do to help, this is the point that we do that. Now you can check me out. I do a lot of blogging on enterprisedoctors.com, and there's a whole lot of information there that are free. But today though, we'll be talking about why people are so fascinated about starting their own businesses. And this is a wonderful thing to do. Starting your own business provides you with freedom, but it provides you with even more than that. But let's look at the statistics, because that helps us to get things into perspective. Now, 85% of adults actually want to start their own businesses, but in the end, it becomes too difficult. People don't understand. They have to spend money. They have to spend a whole bunch of things for them to succeed. So only a very few people end up doing that. Only a small minority, a small percentage do that. And why that is the case? Because to be honest, we're only here. We are only alive for a short period of time. And what we can do is to make the very best and achieve our dreams. That is the whole point of some of the things that we do. So the world is changing. People have been made redundant, and when they get made redundant, it puts stress on not only themselves but the families and everybody else. So what people do want is they really want to be able to do what it is they love. How can we make as many people as possible follow their dreams? Now, it is not for everybody to start their own business, but what it is for all of those who dream of doing that, then we must be able to give them the right support as well. Now, you might have actually seen that we all need to do a little bit of work and get things, but the whole point of starting a business is to discover ourselves as well and help others make them better, but also to have fun in the process. This is all about fun. You must be able to enjoy what it is you do, and it doesn't matter what it is you do. There are 7.5 billion people in this world, and in some way or the other, we might be able to help a few of them, and that's what this is all about. Okay, so why do you want your own or run your own business? There's so many reasons. A lot of people say it's about freedom, it's about independence, it's about the ability to do what it is you really want to do and have fun at the same time. Life, as I said earlier, life is too short for us to get stuck on the table somewhere, working 9 to 5, being miserable, being stuck in traffic. What are the things you can do? Now, some people love that and it's great. But for others who actually want more than that, we must be able to help them. How can we help them? Okay, let's think about some of these things. Major things to study in business. What is a business? We'll start about that. Why start a business? The role of managers, marketing, and some of the other things. Those are the things we will be discussing over this period. This is an introduction for people who are interested in starting their own businesses. So what is a business? What is the role of people who manage it? How can you market? How can you get that business out there? How can you get as many people to understand what it is you are trying to do? Because to be honest, if you have the best business in the world and nobody knows about it, it really is very difficult, because then nobody will be able to buy whatever it is you're doing or take advantage of the services you are offering. We'll also talk about the financial performance. We'll talk about managing people. People are so difficult sometimes to manage, and the emotions of people vary every day. So as a manager, how do you do it, or as the owner of the business? And then the strategy. We must have the plan. What is it that your business can do, and what purpose? Who can you serve, and how can you improve on that? Those are the kind of things that we'll be talking about in this. Now, let's go, before we go anywhere, let us be very clear. Not everybody can own their own businesses. It's risky, mainly because also people fail. There is the possibility of failure when you have your own business. But there are very few things that people can do to avoid failure. There are some things that we can do to avoid that. For example, it's difficult to survive in business and manage all the juggles and everything else that we need to do, but the reward is fantastic. I know it's not meant for everybody, but it determines a lot of hard work. But if you can implement and put through your expertise, and it doesn't matter what that happens to be, you'll be surprised. You probably know more than other people, and they're willing to learn from you. So that is one of the reasons why people start their own businesses. Let's look at some of the bad things, because I really don't want people to get on the way and say, yes, now I'm going to start my own business. 20% of people who start their own businesses fail in the first year. And these numbers go dramatically. By the time it's the 10th year, only 20% of those who started will have actually still be in business. So it is really, really tough. So our aim at Enterprise Doctors is how can we improve on what people are doing in order to be much more successful? Because with every business that goes out of business, the problem is there is a dream shattered. Some people have been made redundant. Somebody will have lost their houses. There will be parents with a lot of problems. There might be a child who is also suffering as a result of it. So there's a whole bunch of things, which is why we are interested in making sure that success is almost guaranteed, at least to improve your chances of becoming successful. Okay, now, somebody conducted a research and asked about why so many businesses fail. The first one is about timing. You might actually produce the best product, but if the timing is wrong and people are not ready, then that business could actually fail. So can you see, businesses actually fail on very, very small things, and the margins which hopefully we can improve will help them to become better. Sometimes due to lack of planning, people thought about it and said, yeah, I'm going to start, and then they start without adequate planning in place. Sometimes people are not expecting competition. We know that, for example, companies like BlackBerry are not really expecting competition from Apple. So when the iPhone came out with a much better product, they were completely stunned and they didn't know how to react. And sometimes we do that as well. And somebody else, even if we are doing very well, somebody else comes along and open a business and they are better because they can see where we are. Therefore, they could be much, much better than we are. But how do we react? So if we are in an area where we really love and we're doing our best, maybe the quality of service, maybe some of the other things we can offer will actually help. Competition is good, but it might help us to improve and even become better. It's a bit like having an athlete. If you have one of the best athletes, other people actually try to emulate and be better. But competition can be good because that competition can push this great athlete to become even greater. But sometimes it comes by failure because they might have defeated the guy once or twice before he will have to raise his game. Yes, it's absolutely necessary. Lack of funding. A lot of businesses, the problem is that they have not got enough money, and that is understandable. But when you have a great idea, when the timing is perfect, it is possible that you will then be able to receive funding. Sometimes it's not a great idea because everybody, you can imagine 7 billion people, everybody thinking about their idea. So it's very difficult for you to come up with an idea that is better than everybody else. But the only thing you can do is to be really yourself and then let things happen, because, there's always going to be a competition. But is it a wonderful idea? But you don't have to have the best ideas in the world for you to be successful. You just have to have one that you believe in and you can continue to strive further. And when competition gets in, you're ready to take them on as well. Sometimes, though, we don't have the management skills. You're entrepreneurs, so you might not have the right management skills to be able to execute a plan. But guess what? Some of the largest companies now, the ideas were there, the timing was perfect. Guess what? They had to bring in other people with better management skills to help them run the organization. Because being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you're going to be a good manager or being able to have enough experience to be able to deliver things on time and at the right time and place and know how to deal with the market. Sometimes, though, it's not the right product or the service that you're offering to people. That's normal as well. Again, review some of these things as you go along, because then they will add value. Okay. As a small business owner, you must be able to juggle so many things. You might be the accountant, you might be the marketer, you might be this, you might have to promote, you might have to do a whole bunch of things. Absolutely. So be ready for that. If you're not ready, find other people who can help you so that you have a better chance of being successful. Okay, business of owning other businesses. What are the purpose, the nature of the business, the different forms of business? Those are the kind of things we're going to be talking about next. So again, the advantage of knowing this is you can then determine exactly what it is that suits your type of business, or even your type of temperament, or what you really want to be doing as well. Planning is important, as I mentioned earlier on. Have a mission, have the aim of the business, so that becomes your motivational factor. Set objectives of what it is you really want to do and aim for your growth or profit maximization. The other thing is, some of the other reasons why businesses do this is they don't have appropriate plans in place. Remember what I mentioned earlier on about having the right plans in place. You must be able to do that. Every business have an idea, but guess what? You must also be able to react with the circumstances. Have you got a clear idea? Does that have a fix or at the beginning? Yes, it might be fixed, but you must make sure that you keep researching, refreshing your ideas, talk to customers. Ideas are great until it reaches the market. And there was a favorite saying by, I think it was Mike Tyson, the boxer, who said, everybody's got a brilliant idea and a brilliant plan until they get hit in the face. And suddenly everything goes out of the window. And that sometimes is what happens. So be ready for rejection. Be ready to play this game. Starting a business can be seen as a game, but if you take it too seriously, then it becomes too difficult for you to react, or you take things very personal. Let's talk about the different forms of businesses that might be suitable. As a sole trader or a partnership, you are just the only person, and this is your business. But remember, as a sole trader, it means that there is no demarcation between you and the business. And if you overrun, or if you have a problem in the business, it can spill over. If you owe people money, it can spill over into your private life. But at the same time, though, being a sole trader, especially at the beginning, will limit the cost of setting up and everything else. But it also gives you the advantage and the flexibility to continue to grow. You can also form partnership with other people. That's a great idea as well. It seems that, yes, of course you got a partnership, but again, if it's not a limited partnership, it means that that business can be affected. You all can be affected personally. So your homes and everything else and your assets can be at risk. Okay? You can have private limited companies, which means it's limited. It's a private company, but it's limited by whatever capital you have in that business. So at least it's not going to affect your properties or your personal effects. Public limited are the large companies, so they are limited because they take shares from the public. So they will be in the UK they call them the PLCs, the public limited liability companies. You can have cooperatives. Most people don't have that, but cooperatives are only set up, especially when you have a group of people coming together with the same kind of aim. Mutuals and charities, of course, they make sense. If you want to start a charitable organization, absolutely not. Why not? But it means that you have stricter rules, and at the same time, these kind of businesses are not profitable. So whatever, I mean, you might make a profit, but it's not for personal interest. So it will have to be back into the business. And the main point of a charitable organization is that it is probably for the influence or for the benefit of other people, rather than being driven by goals of making a profit. The public corporations are large organizations. Most of them used to be monopolies. So the post office, the rail companies, and all of that, and the utilities companies such as water and all that. These are really large corporations. Most of them initially probably owned by the government. So decide on which one actually suits you best and go for it. You don't have to stick with one. You can start with a sole trader, become a limited liability company, and as your company grows actually and it becomes much bigger, you can then go public and offer what is called an IPO, initial public offerings, to everybody else to buy shares. Then the strictness or there are other rules that comes into place. Okay, as a shareholder, as the owner of a company, as an entrepreneur, remember you have stakeholders for the business. Yes, you are the owner, the shareholder, you have directors or staff, you have government, everybody is interested in you, even the local people. Those are the stakeholders. They have a stake in your existence, not necessarily ownership of it, but they're interested. Sometimes you have people like the suppliers may be interested, because if they supply you something, they'll be able to pay back. Okay. We've gone very, very fast. It's really good. I just wanted to make an introduction and to make sure that you get an understanding of the essence of business. And we'll do more on this, on how we can help businesses to become better, and for you to be able to select the right type of business that is suitable for you as you continue to dream and have aspirations of the future. So what business is all about? We mentioned that. And the type of business you may have, which one is suitable for you. The different departments and functions are also as well. I think we mentioned the human resources, the finance, also operations. Those are the different types of departments that help organizations to not only to specialize, but to give responsibility so everybody knows what needs to be done. We spoke about the different types of businesses, the sole trader, the limited companies, the partnership as well. And also we mentioned the public limited companies and corporations and charities as well. What are your main your mission and your objectives of starting a business, and the complexity that comes with running your own business as well. Here is an exercise for you. Okay, is business suitable for you? That's the first question you want to do, because if it's not suitable, then it's better to have a job, and then at least you know you've done the test and say, I don't think so. I don't think I will get myself involved in all the complexity. I'd rather just go to work, 9 to 5, come back home, chill and relax. And if that's the case, that is good as well. But at least you've done the test. If so, what type? But if it is suitable for you, then what type of business are you looking for? Okay, what are your long-term goals? What is it you want to achieve in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years time? Why are you doing this? What do you want to achieve? Entrepreneurs are dreamers, so absolutely be ready to dream big. And I love the fact that people have the ability and the capacity to dream. Whatever it is we can dream, apparently we can achieve it. And that is a good thing, because people have dreamt incredible things. I mean, I can imagine 100 years ago when the Wright brothers were thinking about a machine that can fly, and now we've taken it for granted. So really, really good not to limit your ability to dream to what we can conceive now, but to say, actually, I want to do this, and it's huge up there. That's what I want to do. So, but dreaming is one thing. A dream without goals and plans in place, and plans are the little things that you put in place towards achieving your goals. So what plans have you got in place, or are you going to put in place to achieve your dream? So make sure you make a note of that and start thinking about that. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And this is Essential for Business. Please check out my blog on enterprisedoctors.com. And check out my videos as well. I've got loads of videos on YouTube, mainly about wealth creation, about finance. That is the area that I specialize on. And so thank you so much. And it's been wonderful, and I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, please give me some feedback or drop in a note, and hopefully I will be able to produce more of these videos depending on what you really want to do. Thank you very much.